Thank you for joining me today. This is my self-reflection video for the course Teaching English to Young Learners. Over the past semester, I've had the opportunity to grow not just professionally, but also personally. In this video, I want to talk about my experience in the course. So, what I did well, what I struggled with, what I have learned, and where I see room for improvement. So, overall, the course based on the David Newnan's book, Teaching English to Young Learners, as a course name. So, we have learned the both practical side of teaching and also the theory. So, one of the things that I appreciated the most about this course was the balance between theory and practice. So, from the very first week, we were introduced to key concepts like who young learners are and what makes them different from older students. So, Piaget's cognitive development theory helped us understand how children think and learn at different stages. And this was really useful for designing age-appropriate lessons. Also, it showed me that young children learn best when they can see, when they can touch, and when they can move. So, in the second week, we discussed first and second language acquisition, and I found the critical period hypothesis especially interesting. It says that it's easier for children to learn languages when they are younger, but as David Newnan explains, just starting early isn't enough. They need meaningful, fun communication, not just memorizing words. The variety of teaching methods that we explored, like TPR, the natural approach, CLT, CLL, task-based learning, and etc., opened my eyes to how many tools we have as teachers. So, when we moved into the core for language skills, the course got even more practical. I really enjoyed how it didn't just read these methods, theories, but actually applied them in real life through mock teaching, demo lessons. I learned how to make listening and speaking engaging through songs, games, and storytellings, because I used to think that teaching speaking to very young learners was difficult, but the author of the book, David Newnan, showed us how simple routines and meaningful tasks can build confidence even in beginners. So for reading, we learned a lot of strategies. For example, jigsaw methods, which help students see reading as a fun activity. Teaching writing was also very insightful. We looked at both product and process approaches, and I realized how important it is to let children express themselves through guided writing or drawing before expecting the full written paragraphs. So in our mock teaching, I focused on the writing skill, and I realized that I prefer the process approach over the product approach, because the process approach allows students to express themselves, make mistakes, and grow more confident step by step. I find it more meaningful than simply focusing on a final written product. However, through observing other students' lessons, I also recognize the value, the importance of the product approach, especially for tasks where accuracy, structure are important. So this experience made me more aware of my teaching style and showed me the importance of balancing both approaches in the classroom. So vocabulary teaching was one of the most enjoyable parts, because using rhymes, visuals, and flashcards really helps young learners remember words better. And David Noonan shows how important it is to repeat words in different contexts and keep things fun. Also, grammar and pronunciation were covered in a very interesting, child-friendly way. I used to think that grammar was too abstract, too complicated for young learners, but this course showed me how it can be taught through games, stories, and patterns in context. Later in the course, we studied essential topics like learning styles and the affective domain. So I learned how important it is to support students emotionally and create a safe, positive classroom environment. So also we have discussed a lot of learning styles and the types of students and how to teach them individually and etc. And also we're planning to discuss about involving the parents in the learning process, because it will be very helpful for students, for young learner students. And even though I'm not currently working as a teacher, I applied what I learned while helping my younger sister prepare for niche exams. It is the Azerbaijan Intellectual School, as you know. So before this course, my lessons were mostly focused on theory. So we have just done the exercise on the book. So since niche exams focus on reading, vocabulary, and grammar skills, we spent a lot of time explaining grammar rules, memorizing new words. However, my sister often forgot the new words and grammar rules because she wasn't using it in real life situations and didn't feel engaged with those methods. But after learning about different teaching strategies in this course, I started using flashcards to memorize words better and task-based activities to make the lessons more interactive, and this change had a big impact because my sister became more interested in the lessons and she started to remember new words better because she was using it in context. And the learning process became more effective and enjoyable for her. However, I still need to work on my time management and on simplifying my language and my instructions, because this will help make the lessons even clearer and more accessible for her. But overall, I can say that the methods I learned during this course have really improved the way I teach. To sum up, this course has been a valuable learning experience. I've really grown in my understanding of how to teach English effectively to young learners, both in terms of theory and practice. I've seen my strengths and faced my weaknesses, and now I feel more confident and ready to keep improving as a teacher. Thank you for our teacher Saltanat Karimsatar and to my classmates for all the support, feedback, and encouragement during this course. It really helped me grow. So I've seen my own progress, especially when I look back at my mock teaching and compare it to my demo lesson. I can see how much I've improved. So I really like the detailed feedbacks that we got from the teacher in the both way, oral and written way. So it made it easier for me to see what I needed to improve and what I was doing well. And that kind of support helped me to understand my strengths, weaknesses clearly, and gave me confidence to keep getting better. So I'm excited to take all these skills with me into my teaching career, and I really want to create a classroom where students feel themselves safe and enjoy learning, where lessons are fun, meaningful, and really help them grow. So this course has prepared me to do that. And I'm looking forward to using everything that we have learned in this course
to make a difference for future students.